Oh, that's nice. There you go. There you go. There he is. Look at that. That massive, that's the largest flying bird in the world. The Andean Condor. He's just flying around. I don't know what he's doing. There he goes. Jesus Christ, man. That is, we were just coming up here. We're looking for Maihuenia popegii. Like, that guy doesn't even have to flap his wings. He's just soaring. No, I'm not dead yet. You gotta wait. Hopefully give it a couple decades. I've met some mean carrots before, some mean members of the carrot family, Apiaceae, but this really takes the cake. Those are not soft leaves. You can see it's done flowering. It's got those fruits. You see the flowers are spent. Typical carrot family fruits. See, this is why we study, systematics and taxonomy and plant ID. Or rather, plant identification through the context of systematics and evolutionary interrelatedness. Those leaves don't look, I guess they kind of look like an eryngium, but the flowers, the fruits, are the main giveaway what family that's in. Of course, you'd see a stylopodium if it was still in flower. That's the umbel. That's that compound umbel. I guess it's just a single umbel. Jesus Christ. Azorella. Azorella prolifera. I don't know why they call it prolifera, because it's mean. Beautiful glaucous leaves. Very coriaceous, stiff, the texture of like a very hard, sharp plastic, or perhaps a tinsel, an aluminum-like, razor wire-like tinsel. I'm gonna have to draw that. Look at the keels on those leaves too. Look at the ridges. God, that's gorgeous as hell, and it's quite obviously evolved with the evolutionary history of things chewing on it, or trying to. And so the herbivores basically selected for the meanest plant that you could find in the carrot family next to some of the eryngiums. Wild. Welcome to another episode of Crime Pays a Botany Doesn't. We're here in the Chilean Andes, east of the city of Los Angeles, in south central Chile. Look at those beautiful, God, you still got pines down there. Brutal to see, but they're starting to taper off, and you're starting to just get more of this guy, the native Cypress, Austrocedrus chilensis. Redwood family Cupressaceae. We sure to go through a lot of pines coming up here. Relics of Chile's war against its own forests in the 70s and 80s, whereby, that prick Pinochet encouraged the planting, economically encouraged the planting of pine and eucalyptus forests. But this plant right here is pretty incredible. We got our Azorella prolifera. We got Discaria, which is in Rhamnaceae. Two species in that genus appear. Photosynthetic stems. They can have leaves, but they're leafless now during the summer. The key giveaway to the buckthorn family are those little brown fruits. When you get up to them, it looks like an ass with three cheeks. Like a little ass. We got Lomatia hirsuta right there. Proteaceae, a Gondwanan plant family that you get in South Africa and Australasia and South America. Definitely goes back a ways. We got Kincamelium right down there. The parasite, a hemiparasite. It's photosynthetic, but it's going to tap in to other plants as well. Santalales is the order there. We got Fabiana imbricata, a nightshade that looks like a juniper, if you could believe that. Those flowers are done. They got like a kind of a violet hue to them when they're going off. Kind of smells like juniper too. Glandular. Those are just shortened leaves with basically no internode so that it resembles a juniper. Same thing that plants like Polygonella americana do, when they grow on sand. The substrate here, of course, is volcanic. You got a volcanic legacy across the way there. All kinds of interesting stuff going on. All kinds of rare plants, endemics, members of the genus Nothofagus. Holy shit, that looks like an ad for toilet cleaner. It's so beautiful, isn't it? You see where my mind is? It's just been tainted by American consumerism. Look at the gunnera down there as well. those large elephant ear looking plants, Gunneraceae. That's Gunnera tinctoria. That's beautiful right there. We need some stock footage, you know, for the next bottle of toilet bowl cleaner you might feel like drinking during the ongoing stages of dystopic late stage capitalism. Really know how to sum up a nature scene, don't I? Ooh, what is that? Is that an echium or a phacelia? Well, we're going to take a little walk and see what we got going on. There's a nice piece of trash someone threw over there, like documenting the human element as well. We're going to take a little walk, see what we got going on. Tons of wonderful shit. Here we go. Never mind. I'm full of shit. That is an echium. God, I fucking hate these. You know, that Fabiana really is a dominant shrub down here. Almost looks like a Baccharis. Fabiana anathophagus. And of course, Lomatia hirsuta, Proteaceae, the genus Lomatia, with its woody fruits, maturing woody fruits, little woody follicle. See, there's the fruits on that Discaria. See, it does indeed look like a little ass with 3 cheeks. You could probably come up with your own analogy, but that's what I come up with. You got the seeds in there. Oh, looks like a beetle got to them already. Photosynthetic stems, though, like a lot of rhamnaceous bastards do. Okay, do you have any idea how nice it is to see the native Austrocedrus dominating a hillside instead of Pinus radiata, the Home Depot lumber? Fucking beautiful plant. God, it's been so... I'm sorry. We'll stop being negative here in a minute. If I can try. But it's just such a drag to see the pine plantations. I have a feeling Chile's gonna correct it, though. I got faith in them. Woo! Who's that? Oh, look, it's Tristerix. The non-cactus parasitizing Tristerix is the other Tristerix. This is just the regular old leafy plant parasitizing Tristerix. Loranthaceae, the tropical mistletoe family. Volcanic legacy. Look at this lava flow. Just flowed out like it's a glacier. We're only at 3,700 feet here, too. We're not that high up yet. Volcanic legacy. One of 9,000 species of Haplopappus, I presume. Is that what that is? Yeah, multi-seriate phylaries. If that was only one series of those roofing shingle-like bracts, that would be a Senecio probably, but it's only a Haplopappus. There's multi-series. Anyway, another member of Proteaceae, Orites, is the genus here with those imbricate, glabrous, plastic-like leaves with a little bit of glaucous color to them. And then there's those woody follicle fruits. They're not woody yet. The tissue is still alive. But once that outer shell to that fruit dries, once the tissue dies, and you get a little woody fruit with a follicle with a couple seeds inside. Looks like that mutisioid is done over there. You can see those plumosaceae with the chalky green leaves. Here's a cool one. We don't get many members of this in the Northern Hemisphere. Balbisia gracilis. Family is Francoaceae. Geranium order, Geraniales. Same family as Cheilanthes, which is a cool bird-pollinated plant in South Africa, some of which produce black nectar. I remember seeing some cool Balbisias in the Atacama last time I was here. At a much higher elevation, though, since it's so dry. You can see, look, that could fool you. That could almost fool you, make you think it's Rose family Rosaceae. Almost looks like a Podia or something. A little woody subshrub. Fuck the echium. And always a local favorite, Aristotelia chilensis, Eleocarpaceae, which is a family in Oxalidales, the Oxalis order. But it could really easily fool you into thinking that it's a prunus in Rosaceae. It's even got that kind of reddish bark with the lenticels. Edible berries, Chilean wineberry they call it. And they are pretty good. I'm chewing on some right now. Nice leaf venation. Nearly opposite leaves, slightly alternate. Those axillary leaf buds. Look at the pumice fields. We're talking very high silica magma when this was flowing. These rocks are very lightweight. Probably very bad for my shoes. Oh, look, what is that, a moss? Oh, yeah, it's a dead moss. Rhacomitrium. Oh, there's some still alive right there. Otherworldly landscape. Probably not going to be many plants, but I saw some interesting ones over here. It's got good grip though, good traction. Yeah, lichen is about the only thing that's going to thrive out here. Oh, you get some Orites over there. Hey, look at these beds of moss. They're just desiccation tolerant. Are they just taking a nap? Will they light up again upon getting a little bit of moisture? You got Fabiana is here, as well as that invasive rose. God, what a drag. Oh, you got an ephedra over there too. Is that an ephedra? Ephedra chilensis. You can see how these massive plates of lava cooled while the material beneath it kept flowing. They made a nice little crust, but it was still liquid down below. And then it just kind of started stacking them up, as you can see. The lichen community's thriving here, though. Nothing like a sprawling ephedra. There's those fruits. This is a female. Well, I guess they're not fruits because it's a gymnosperm, but you know what I mean. The megastrobili. There's 2 seeds per cone. Beautiful bracts, beautiful glaucous color. What's the ephedrine content of these? Could you make mini thins? Huh? You know, for the truckers and stuff to go with their Mountain Dew when they're ruining their kidneys and staying awake for 36 hours hauling plastic bullshit that was originally made in China and then shipped to a big box outlet near you. Nice specimen of Mutisia. This is Mutisia oligodon. From the Mutisioideae subfamily of the sunflower family Austrocedrus, of which we've only got 3 or 4 genera, including Accordia, Trixis, and a couple others in North America. Look at those undulate margins to those leaves. A lot of Mutisias are vining. At least the genus Mutisia. Oh, you got trichomes on the top of those leaves too. A few on the top. A lot on the stem and a lot on the undersides. Look at it. Look at that. Look at how woolly that is. Look at how tomentose. But a lot of Mutisias are vines. You can see they got those little points, those little vining members on the distal ends that are leaves. Multiceroid involucre. Long styles. Long orange styles. And bilabiate corollas too. Actually, it's a little trilabiate. 2 recurved lips up top and then 1 big recurved lip on the bottom. But there's those orange styles. Fused anther tubes, of course, like all Asteraceae. Look at the pappus hairs too. Beautiful red margin to those phyllaries. See, most are in I've gone to seed already. Those weren't good. Don't you like it when the lava flows through that rippling? See, you could literally see how it was a putty-like semi-liquid when it was hot and flowing. That's a nice cascada. See, if you fall in that pool, you're going to get tumbled around and you're going down that chute, you're getting thrown around. Right? There's no coming out of that, maybe. If you got a helmet and a bear suit, maybe. Cutie ads for the toilet bowl cleaners and the toilet papers, Freshie wipes, all that stuff. You know, I was not surprised to see that consumer culture in Chile is not quite as revolting and disturbing as it is in the United States. Close to it, though. You know, you see a billboard. Actually, we haven't seen many billboards at all. It's been very nice. Come to think of it, I haven't seen any billboards in the last few days. It's amazing. It's like a cloud of mental pollution and bullshit has just been extracted. I feel like I got a mind colonic. Like they just gave my fucking subconscious an enema. You know, you really don't realize how much that shit affects you till you're not around it anymore. We need more teen billboard vandals. Are there any of you out there? Come on, don't be afraid to climb up there, get a fire extinguisher, empty fire extinguisher, fill it with paint. Just start vandalizing billboards, especially the LED ones. God, the terrain is so steep, the waterfalls here don't fuck around. Look at that gunnera. Those leaves are probably 6 feet across, easily. I love that plant. I know they're invasive in Ireland and some parts of the UK where it's cool and moist, but I love that plant. Such a cool lineage of angiosperm. What caused those cypresses to die right there? Were they just too close to the edge? They were getting cooked? Look at the Discaria. Bambusoideae, the bamboo subfamily. We got to talk to somebody who's studied the biogeography of Chiskaea. How long has it been in South America? Dozen, 2 million years? Hydrangea. We got Hydrangea ceratifolia, which is easy to find throughout much of south central Chile. Climbing up trees. It's normally a climber, but this is just growing as a little bush. Oh yeah, I can see. I guess you get a little bit of a serrate margin. Just barely. Glabrous leaves and very distinct. These are done. Those are just maturing fruits, but you could still see those 3 styles on them. Hydrangeaceae. Growing up amongst the Austrocedrus, where someone took a shit. That's a nice. You ever taken a shit and been able to look at Hydrangea ceratifolia while you're shitting? There's that Discaria again. There's that little buckthorn, the little tri-cheeked ass fruits. And of course, you gotta have some invasive bullshit. We just saw a lot of this. A lot of invasive broom, Cystisus scoparius. You know, some of them 6 to 8 feet tall. Oh, what a drag. It's all right. You gotta have a little bit. You know, can't be too nice. Come on, we are in the Anthropocene. Can't be too nice. All right, this is really cool. You don't get many cacti once you start going south of Santiago. You got Trichocereus chilensis, or Leucostele, whatever they're calling it now, and maybe a couple others. But this guy needs it kind of cold. This is probably the most cold-hardy nonopuntioid member of the cactus family that there is. This is Maihuenia popegii, and it's in its own distinct subfamily of the cactus family, Cactaceae. It's so goddamn weird that it's in its own subfamily. Let's take a closer look at it. See, these are just dead stems, but you can also clearly see it's still got leaves. Those little green finger-like things are leaves. It's also got axillary leaf buds that have been morphed into spines, though, which is all that spines are in a cactus. You can grow this in Denver easily. You get a little rock garden or something, you put it grow in your yard in Denver. You could probably grow it in Chicago too. You can see it's got a little fruit right there. I'd love to catch it when it's flowering, but it seems we're a little too late. But they can form these extensive mats. We're less than 4,000 feet here, but you can see we've got this moderating effect of these mountains. It's not getting too hot. I mean, I imagine it's got to get a little hot on this black, but here we are, peak summer, the equivalent of August. It's January in the southern hemisphere, and it's very comfortable. It's like 75 out. But these things, I'd imagine they like a lot of water in the form of snowmelt. That's kind of cool. Look, it's like a little, you can really see the relation to Anacampserotaceae, which is a family, I think it's a sister family to the cactus family, the most closely related family, the cactus family, but it's in South Africa. You got a couple species, a couple disjuncts in North America, but Anacampseros are small and they've just got these little finger-like succulent leaves like this. You can see there's trichomes in there too. You got trichomes in between those leaves. But true leaves, a cactus with leaves, just like Nierembergia or Peresciopsis. Rosa rubiginosa. File under invasive Eurasian bullshit. Escaped from horticulture. Just like this Scotch broom right here, which doesn't hold a candle to Fabiana imbricata, a wonderful native juniper-like member of the nightshade family Solanaceae. Look at those funnel form flowers, a little stigma poking out. You can see some anthers in there too. Tightly pressed glabrous leaves. It smells like a juniper too, the leaves do. They got some terpenes and volatiles in them. They got a bunch of wax on them, so you can see that white crust in between the leaves. Quite ubiquitous here at 4,000 feet, 37 degrees latitude south in south central Chile. Along with Erythranthe chilensis, Orites, a bunch of Nothofagus and Austrocedrus chilensis. Just seen some Andean Condors, you know, just gliding by. Yeah, just in case you were curious what the pollinator is, Fred Fabiano. Look at that guy go. Just sticking his little proboscis into all those little tubes, getting out the nectar that's at the base of them. There he goes. He's doing it. Good job. I'm proud of you. You could see we're just basically on a very recent lava flow, like probably last few thousand years. There's not much growing on there though. In fact, there's nothing growing on any of this. It might even be more recent than that. It's a nice looking cone though. Volcanic. Look at it, those are Nothofagus, not conifers. Now the elevation we're at now is roughly 1,400 meters, it's 4,700 feet. And we got a wonderful spread in front of us of Azorella prolifera, a very mean and spiny carrot. Again, those aren't soft leaves, those are very stiff, spiny, coriaceous, almost like an eryngium. And of course, our resident cactus, which you don't get many members of this far south, Maihuenia popigii. If they're a guy named Popig, you can see it's in fruit. The flowers are spent. There's those little bomb-shaped fruits, you know, like the bomb in Mario Brothers. It's got true leaves and spines. And they go together really well, forming this little clump. You could see all to the right, that landscape, I believe that's a relatively recent lava flow, and then right there is an older one that's actually got plant life on it. And over there, you can see we've actually got forest. This lake is the result of this lava flow. It's a natural lake. The lava flowed into the river, blocked it off, and then created this natural lake. So it's held up by a natural dam. Wonderful landscape right here. Quite extreme, and it's going to favor the volcanic plants. Right there's that Mutisia as well. With those wonderful hispid hairs, those white hairs to the undersides of those leaves. Really cool landscape. Let's take a close look at these carrot family flowers. There you go. Try not to get stabbed too much. You can see you've got those 5 stamens. Oh, it's still got pollen on it. How many stamens we got? 5, 4. Looks like 5. It's just an umbel, like you would expect in the carrot family, Apiaceae. God, there's all kinds of volcanic dust blowing around. Glabrous stems, no hairs. Who's growing Maihuenia outside in Chicago? I bet you could. As long as you got a good snow to keep it insulated. Wonderful patch of berberis and petrifolia with that purple fruit, those like navy fruits. God, the wind is really intense here. I didn't expect to be getting volcanic sand blasted into my face and mouth. Mouth as well. They're getting me in the mouth. There's that Mutisia, oligodon. God, that's a beautiful plant. Yeah, stuff is still blooming up here. 1,000 feet lower, it's already done. Up here, 4,700 feet, it's still going off. God, that's gorgeous. What else is up there, too? How long does it take some of these volcanic flows to get colonized with plants after they've been laid down? I've still got some flowers on that berberis. It's kind of cool, berberis and petrifolia. Got a Cicericium here too, of which all are yellow so far as I know, not purple like they are for us in North America. Glandular on that ovary. Actually, I guess those are just trichomes. Those glands, they got little beads on the end of them. Nice pattern on the inside of that corolla. Iridaceae. And right here we got an Adesmia, one of the 9,000 species. There's not 9,000, but there's a fucking lot of them. There's a lot of Adesmias. And they're all peas, of course. They've all got those papilionaceous flowers with the banner wings and keel, typical pea family flower morphology. And most of them are extremely glandular, as is this one. It kind of smells like Fruit Loops. Was this Borronioides? I forget what species this was. We've encountered it before. But I love the genus. I don't really tend to go beyond. I don't tend to go beyond genus, you know, because there's just so many and they can be so confusing. Look at those fruits, how they break up though. It's just a pea pod that breaks up into little flakes. Each individual ovule has its own segment of the pod. Very, very glandular. Look at the glands. You got those punctate glands. Look at those black little punctate glands on the fruits, on the stems, on the leaves. You can make a tea out of this, supposedly. I believe it. It smells incredible. Very pleasant. What is that grass? You know, that's a beautiful grass. If I cared about grasses more, I'll take a photo of it for shits and giggles and log it. But I'm not going nuts here about grass. No offense. Oh, that's nice. I like that. When it goes in my mouth, that grit. Got some plastic flowers in there. There's a memorial nearby for the tragedy of Antuco. And so the plastic flowers are blowing everywhere. But this Mutisia is really, really nice. What a weird lineage of Asteraceae. You know, with those long styles and those really long anther tubes. And the coriaceous foliage, you can see it's forming a little colony. I wonder if this is all the same plant or what. That wind is really intense. Sorry about that. That didn't get hit by the volcano. You can see you got trees over there, so it's not like we're too high for them to grow. They just, if they were here, they got buried under however many hundreds of feet of lava. Here we got a Senecio, glabrous, semi-succulent, and of course Uniserian phylaries, which is the big giveaway for Senecio. The size of that invoker, these haven't opened up yet. Of course we got a Phaedra down here. Is that just a regular pingo, or is that an alpine one? Look at those fruits. This is a female, well, they're not fruits. Remember, it's a gymnosperm. It's a conifer. Some fucking nerd was giving me hell because I referred to Welwitschia as a conifer. Because there's a theory that it's closely related, well, not close, most closely related to pines, but didn't call it a gymnosperm. You know, for the most part, they're interchangeable to me. It's a common name. Jerk off. It's not a formal taxonomic description. Either way, there's an ephedra. Mini thins for truckers. You know, when I got sent to a military school when I was a kid, we used to pop mini thins all the time. We'd be smoking cigarettes on top of the urinals, throwing water balloons at the TAC officers. You know, I remember one time some kid shit in a stairwell. It was great for my youth. Everything was a free-for-all. Everything was the enemy. You know, it had some kids got sent there by the courts. I was sent there, you know, for being bad. And it had the opposite effect. It just made me, however bad I was when I went in, I was 100 times worse when I came out. And it was personal this time. It wasn't just general fucking around being a teenager. Either way, there's Pingo. Gotta turn the exposure compensation down because we're filming on black pumice. Look, it's Pozoa volcanica, another apiaceous bastard. Beautiful leaves, red margin to those somewhat peltate leaves, glabrous, almost looks semi-succulent. And where's that inflorescence that we love so much? Ooh, it's subtended by some bracts. Oh, it's still flowering actually. Oh, that's going to be hard to photograph, I can already tell. Talk about exposure problems. Got stylopodium right there. An ovary topped by two styles, and the whole thing, the whole umbel is subtended by a giant waxy bract. I saw another Pozoa species east of Santiago. Let me turn this exposure compensation down. There we go. What a cool member of the carrot family. Got a nice little baccharis right there. Just a little shrub. We got another mutisioid composite. Is it a Leucaria? Very distinct corolla shape. Again, instead of 5 lobes, you got those recurved lobes. Just like Trix's flowers in North America. Yellow anther tubes, purple styles. Let's find some that opened up into a fork. Oh, the marginal florets did. See those marginal white styles? So apparently the disc florets, the inner florets, are probably staminate. They're female sterile. And then the actual florets that produce seeds, that produce achenes, are those white styles on the edge. You can see notched in between the ligules. Whole thing's fuzzy. Got fuzzy leaves, looks like a little fuzzy spiky lettuce. Another wonderful South American Mutisioid composite. This reminds me of the finishing scene in Ghostbusters, you know, when they're breaking the dogs out of they're encrusted in that black stuff, you know, after the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and Gozer's been destroyed. All right, this is cool. We got a member of the milkweed subfamily of Apiaceae, the Asclepiodoideae. You can see those milkweed-like flowers right there. This is a Diplolepis. Really cool flowers. You got that little corona right in there. You got the gynostegium. You got all that stuff. Oh, there's a ant on me. Am I sitting on a nest? Hold on. Yeah, I was sitting on a nest. Apparently they're not bitey ants, or stingy ants rather, because I haven't felt anything yet, but they were mad. Anyway, it's forming a nice little colony right there. Does it bleed latex, I wonder? I don't know. I can't really, you know, I don't think those ants are going to let me get close to it. They're all over the ground. They're all over the black pumice. Wonder what species it is. That's cool. Maybe the ant lady will comment. But you can see this thing forms colonies. This little South American member of the milkweed family forms colonies, but doesn't get too tall. Tops out about 8 inches. Oh, the flowers on this thing smell good. They smell incredible. What's the main pollinator for this? It gets windy. I bet this place just gets dumped on in winter. Nice colony of Berberis, petrifolia right there.